guys, it's Mike G from the Day and Nine, and I just want to let you guys know we were lucky enough to get an invitation over here at G Squad, where the Women's Coalition of San Joaquin County is hosting an entrepreneurs event where we're going to be getting a ton of interviews and meeting a lot of new people. So stay tuned and see what we can find out, because I'm also going to film part of the events and you guys can see what's going on. So remember, support your local businesses, and support everything out here. So stay tuned. Hey guys, it's Mike G, and I'm here with Darlene, the founder of Sweet Dreamers Inc., which when I first heard about them, I thought it was too good to be true, but tell me a little bit more about your organization.
So I did found Sweet Dreamers Inc. last year. So basically what we do is we hand make travel blankets for kids that are less fortunate and kids that are in the foster system. So we give to, we were focusing on the one agency right now, the Child Abuse Prevention Council, which provides services, social services to, less fortunate and foster youth. But basically these blankets are unique in the way that they fold up into like a pillow size. So I want the recipients of the blankets to be able to take the blankets wherever that they go, throughout their life's journeys. Each of the blankets has a handle on it, so that way it's easy for travel. And as well as each blanket has a handwritten message on it. So these blankets are supposed to inspire hope and encourage them continue on their life's journeys.
As I was listening to you speak, you were mentioning that they're handmade here.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So how do you put together little meetings with everybody to come sew these blankets for people out in the community?
We do. So what it is basically it's a very simple design. I try to make it as simple as possible so that way we can have as much participation from the community as possible. The upcoming event is going to be the second sewing social that we are hosting. So we're basically just having people from the community wanting to give their efforts back to an organization. And so we just need people that like cut material, assemble material, and then of course we need people that know how to use a sewing machine so that we can have them sew the blankets. Together. So it all comes from the community.
Do you usually have a really good turnout when people go to these?
I do. It's not a huge turnout, but it's enough to where we do get some production, and that way we're able to, donate these blankets back to the agency. Oh, that's amazing. And what got you started for founding a nonprofit organization? Like, just personal events? It was. It kind of takes me back to like my childhood, and basically when I wanted to give back to the community, I thought about personal experiences and things that brought me joy during difficult times. And so I kind of just came up with this idea of I want to give something that is more long-term, and I came up with the idea of a blanket, but I wanted it also to be something where they weren't going to, hopefully, less likely to lose it in their life's journeys because of the population that I am targeting. So, definitely it's something that I experienced when I was younger that connected with me personally that I wanted to give back to the community. That's amazing. And you just started this coalition we're here at the Women's Coalition Mixer, and you guys just started this all together to just give shout outs and draw women together, because entrepreneurs are the lifeblood of communities. Definitely. So what it was just several of us ladies that were brought together, mostly by Veronica, who's part of the Stocklandia coalition, and so we basically just drew together, felt that we all have a goal of empowerment and support, and wanting to get the information out there of like the different services that we provide. And so like we basically just turned it into a coalition of like let's empower more women in the community, because if we feel this way, I'm pretty sure there's other women that want the same type of like collaboration. That's amazing. And well, thank you for this interview. This was, biggest shout outs. And is there anything you want to plug, like for your organization or events that are going to be soon to be happening? Because I'm going to try to get this out as soon as possible. Definitely. So we do have some events that are coming up. We have the sewing social. That one we still need a few more volunteers, people basically that know how to use scissors, people that can trim fabric. That's not too hard, right? So, that one is actually coming up on November 23rd. You can find that on our social media page, Instagram or Facebook, as well as we're going to have our end of the year fundraiser. It's called Brunch for Blankets. So this is for ages 21 and over. Yeah. Because of the menu we're having. Yeah. But that one is actually going to be our last fundraiser of the year. That's going to be hosted on December 8th. There's going to be there's a website available to purchase tickets. So those are going to be the last 2 events that we're hosting this year.
That's perfect. All right, thank you, Darlene, and I hopefully everybody can hear about this because these are amazing things that are happening in Stockton. Do you guys reach out any farther than that? Or is it just mostly Stockton? Because I mean, Stockton is a big community, and it's hard to just get out there in general.
Yeah, it's because of the social media following, it's been like focused in Stockton, but my goal is to get in the surrounding area, and eventually when we do get big enough to reach out into other, areas outside of the actual the San Joaquin County. So
that's perfect.
Right now we're just in Stockton, but it's definitely going to get bigger.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Darlene. Thank you for this interview.
Thank you.
And I'm here with Colleen, the founder?
Yes,
the
founder.
founder of Bags of Hope in Stockton. And can you tell me what Bags of Hope does in Stockton?
Okay, so I am the founder and executive director of Bags of Hope Stockton Foundation. And what Bags of Hope does is we are a nonprofit organization that provides feminine hygiene supplies to women and girls.
Oh, that's
and not
amazing.
only do we do that, but we also provide education resources on just how to take care of
So they
feminine
can
hygiene.
know their bodies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Unfortunately, there aren't many nurses left in schools, and girls are starting their periods about 9 years old, and so that is something there's an education curve there, and so we like to go in and educate our girls and let them know, that.
Well, that's great. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I wouldn't know anything about that,
Yeah.
but I have a sister, so I feel like this would be beneficial for everybody.
Yes, it
And how long has your nonprofit been around?
We've been around for 4 years, and so we're going on our 5th year next year, and we've grown a lot.
Really? That's great. And can you tell me because you told me that part, are you guys shooting to do anything else?
Yes, so currently we're very excited because we just kind of got a partnership with Delta College,
Yeah.
and we're going to be offering our resources at the food pantry, and so it's going to happen in the spring semester. So we're excited because we'd like to serve more women,
Yeah.
and we'd like to be able to provide supplies to women who just can't afford to get their supplies on a regular basis.
Yeah. And is there any places where people can go as of right now?
As of right now, we do have a 1-800 number that women can also call, women and girls can call. And if we have supplies available, then you can call that number and we'll deliver the
Wow.
supplies to you.
That's a great service to do
Yes.
for people. Oh my gosh. And you guys are only based out of Stockton?
We're only based out of Stockton right now.
Wow. This is the thing I want to cover for people in Stockton because I feel like Stockton gets a bad rep, but there's so many people trying to help each other.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
family. And we all have to look out for each other. Well,
Absolutely.
thank you, Colleen.
Thank
Is
you
there
so much.
anything else you want to mention about your organization?
Yes, if you do need supplies, you are welcome to call our 800 number, which is 888-999-2952. And you can also go to our website, which is Bags of Hope Stockton, and look at our page, get information. You can also donate to us. We're always open to get supplies for people. So
Well, thank you so much, Colleen, for this
thank you
interview.
very much. Thank you.
And
Thinking of what to talk about today. I have so many things that I can share and talk about, but I want to take it back to something that I shared earlier this year when I got an award. I got a 2019 Latinas Influence Through Hispanic Lifestyle out in LA, and I really wanted to share the speech that I gave because I think it really speaks to why I connected with all these lovely ladies and why it was important to me to be a part of what was happening today. So when I started my entrepreneur journey, it was about 10 years ago, and I started with Mary Kay Cosmetics out of everything. It was just something that I felt that could pay school money, books. I am a first generation college graduate, and my family was at the border of not being able to pay for basically my schooling, and then I didn't get qualified for financial aid, and I was that person that didn't know where to go because I didn't have anybody to guide me. So when I started America, I thought, I need to pay this student loan debt. I'm not yet at the job that I want. I was making a lot of money, and so I needed a place to work to go and network. And I didn't know where you went to do that in the community. I was already tapped out, my friends and family. So somebody gave me the suggestion, go and get a booth at the flea market. And I thought, okay, I'll go do that. It turned out to be the most crazy day and most life-defining day of my life. And it started around 6 a.m. and then the person that was supposed to kind of show me what to do at the flea market ends up being late. And so I'm there, stuck there, kind of asking all these questions, and finally they take me to the spot where I was supposed to be. And it turns out that my booth was in like the zone of two older Mexican men. It was just like my legs were touching their area. And so they started yelling at me and they wanted me to move because that's normally where a booth is not positioned. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm just like, this is where they put me. Like, I'm just trying to get my name known. I'm trying to meet some people. And so as that was happening, the girl that was mentoring me came and she decided that she didn't like what I was wearing. So luckily I had some backup clothes and I thought that it's the flea market. But, she said, no, you gotta look more professional. And I thought, okay, so I went to go change in the bathroom. Well, the guys will still continue to argue with her, and then she had to leave. She was only there for like 30 minutes. So you just wanted to make sure I was okay. And I thought, yeah, thank you, leave me while these guys are yelling at me. And so they went as far as to go get the owner of the flea market. And so they moved me. And so while that commotion was going on, I did not know that in the background, in the intercom, they were calling my license plate. Okay, do any of you have your license plates memorized? No, no. So I just thought it was numbers. And so, keep that in mind. And so they moved me, and I didn't really have a lot of money. I was there at this booth trying to give out magazines and my cards, and I met a couple of people. Nobody was really stopping. And so around 12 o'clock, I got really, really hungry, and there was nobody to replace me. So I called a friend and I begged her, I'll split the numbers with you. Can you please come and stay here with me for a little bit so I can go get a cheeseburger? And she said, okay, sure. Luckily, her husband came and brought us some food, so that helped me. I didn't have to buy anything. And then, so I, had to go, I just wanted to go take a rest, a break, because it was really a stressful morning. And while I went to my car during this break, I noticed that my car was trapped in the orange vendor space. And so what had happened is that because I got there really early, I didn't know that I was in a space that was dedicated to the orange vendor. And so I went up there and I said, oh my gosh, that's my car. Is there any way that I can just pull it out? He started yelling at me that I was in his space, that they called me over the intercom and I didn't come, and now that it's convenient for me, I'm asking them to move. And then I was like, no, I didn't hear you guys call my license plate. And so I ended up walking away, and I thought, oh, now that's stressful, right? So I go back to my booth. My friend has to leave, and I thought, you know what, before you leave, let me pack everything up so I can just have a little bit of stuff. Because otherwise, how am I going to carry everything and take it to my car? And she said, okay. So I packed as much as I could, and it's about maybe a 40-minute difference now. And so I walk to my car and I'm holding stuff, and I see something stuck to the driver's seat window. And I thought, is that what I think it is? I get closer and it's a diaper. The diaper was dirty and it was smeared all over my car. And at that moment I had this box, and I just do I let it go and crumble, or do I just hold it? And I just took a breath, and I thought, they're watching. Whoever did it is watching. So I just carried, and I had to hold back the tears, because mind you, at this point, I'm still kind of hungry. I didn't bring a lot of money, and I was tired. I had begged a friend to come, and the thing that happened in the morning. And I thought, oh my gosh, was this even really worth it? Like, I'm putting myself out here to pay some bills, and this is what happens. And so luckily I found a water bottle, and I kind of scraped it off. I put my box in my trunk, and then, just closed the trunk, and then I went back, and I told my friend what happened. She's like, you're gonna be okay. She's like, do you need me to help you with anything? I thought, no, I'm just gonna walk back there, hold my head high, and that was the moment that I promised myself two things. The first one is that no matter what happened, that I was always going to help somebody else along the way, because for me to pursue my education and really break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, I didn't know where to go. I really didn't have any mentors, and I kind of just winged it. I did it, and I thought, I don't want anybody else to go through that. And then the second one is that I was really going to get involved in women's empowerment, because I came from the background of the men who I'm describing. That's my dad. And so I knew that if I crumbled in that moment, that those men would have a satisfaction of feeling them, over me. And so I just, got in my car and I drove away. And that's really what I have dedicated my life to. And this is why it's so important to cultivate a space of any women of color to come together and create that power circle, because it's really those women that have crossed my path that I've been able to lean on and tap into, that they've been able to guide me. But it didn't happen till after adulthood, but basically after when I started to establish my career and really doing the work that I did and getting various recognitions for the work that I've been doing, that I really started to see how much it is needed and how difference it can make in your own life and the lives of others. And so it's through that power of connection and creating a space of saying hey, I need to know what you all are doing so I can help guide people to you, because if I don't know what you're doing, then I can't help you. And then maybe you have an important piece of the puzzle that I may need, and then instead of working twice as hard, hey, I already know who to call or tap into. And so I feel that this is something special that we all have in common, and then probably all of you in here just by hearing your story. And so I feel that by all of you taking just an interest and really taking a faith in us of being here today, that we really can start to change that narrative, that instead of working in silos for sometimes a lot of it is having a common cause, that we can just connect with each other and help each other grow and really help each other kind of stay strong and united, that we can show up stronger in our lives, because I'm tired of working alone. I don't know about all of you, but I much rather connect with women like all of you in this room and really tap into each other's resources as a resource. And so I shared this story in LA earlier this year, and it was funny hearing the reactions of the room. And they were just gasping when I said that dirty diaper story, because it really was a degrading, awful moment that happened to me. And there's been other things that have happened to me in my life, but I have to say that one tops the cherry in the cake. Because it was that moment where your reaction counted, right? And it's what do you do? And then to top it all off, starving. This is right at the tip of finishing my career and trying to get a job. And so I still wasn't there yet. And so then to this happen, I knew that I'm okay, this is it. It's either do or die. And so I wanted to do. And that's really what I've dedicated my life to. And so about 5 years ago, I started really redefining what I was about, what I wanted my company to be. And I started to want to connect with my culture more in depth. And really, as I started having other young Latinas come to me and say, hey, can you mentor me? I started hearing a common connection of culture. And so I started Chicana Inc. And earlier this year, we launched the Chingona 101 speaker series. We had about 120 in attendance. And then 100 on the wait list, and we had about 10,000 hits on Facebook without any paid advertisement. And so I knew that there was something there that was valuable. And our numbers have been pretty strong ever since then. We do a quarterly speaker series. But again, like the foundation of it is really having a circle that you can come to and a network that you can just be inspired by other women. And for me, I was really tired, as much as I'm involved in the community, I was really tired of not having that door open. And even though I can say I have degrees and I have some recognitions, like the door was still not being opened and I couldn't figure out why. And then I had someone come up to me and she's like, "Oh, Dominica, you have 3 strikes against you anytime you walk in the room." And I thought, what do you mean? Well, you're a woman of color, and then, you're not thin, blue eyes, blonde hair, which is the typical stereotype, right? And I thought, oh, you just described a friend of mine, and it was funny because she's in the financial industry, and we kind of started our companies at the same time, and she's had this wealth of open doors, and I couldn't figure out why, and I thought, that's the nature of the beast, that is what we're dealing with, unfortunately, right? And so, she's the kindest, love her heart dearly. She's a great person, but I knew that my mission was a little bit deeper, and that I have a lot of things that I've worked through, that I've had a lot of failures, a lot of wins, and I feel like I have a lot to offer, but that platform wasn't being open, and so I decided to create it. And with that said, the ladies who I invite to come and be on the panel, we're not all looking to be in the front of the room, but on the flip side, we do need to be in the front of the room because we need to share the things that happen to us in order to give hope to the other girls that are trying to do it. So I really hope that today all of you kind of just can be a little bit inspired and know that there is a lot of women in the room that want the same thing and can help each other grow. And to me, that's the power of a circle and the power that we have within all of us and what we have the opportunity to cultivate here today. And so I hope that before you leave that we can all connect somehow, whether it be through social media or I know we left some business cards there that we can definitely, keep you in the loop of what everything's going on. But that's kind of what I wanted to share today. So that was just a little bit about me, and just thank you for listening.
And she's talking about Chingona.
101.
Chingona 101 is badass 101.
Basically.
In English, but we did talk a lot about the minorities, and we talked about the Hispanic community, but we're all here representing our own culture. But one thing we do share in common, we also have, of course, our male support group here is the passion. So this is something that, I just wanted to just remind us that we are trying to be inclusive. When we started the name, we said it would be Latina Women's Coalition, I think. And I said, let's just change it to Women's Coalition because we want to be inclusive. And then when I put the shout out on Scottlandia's page for people to come, I had some men reach out, like, can I come and learn how to be a better leader or partner for my employees or my spouse or whatever. And of course I said yes, but it's a Sunday and some people have other plans, but we are definitely keeping it inclusive. But for this one, exclusive by invite only because of where we were located. Just want to point that out. And what we want to do next is we kind of wanted to understand, what the appetite was and what we can do next to better the community as a team, how we can help each other, what everybody's here representing, like your organization. I know just a small form of support was you had a survey.
Yes.
It was a 10-question survey about your menstrual cycle, like how often do you get it, when do you need, all that stuff. And I shared it with the girls right away, like, hey girls, take this survey. She needs just 20 women to fill this out. So that's the little ways that we can support each other. It takes 5 minutes of your time. we're all grown, we're all mature, we wanna help each other succeed. If I have something that you want to learn and I can share with you, I will do it with all my heart. So just please reach out. You guys can find, I didn't bring my business card, but Stockmania, and the guys probably have business cards. I don't know if you can throw one in there. Please, let's continue to do this, and then let's figure out what to do next. We want to do like a workshop or another session where you can bring a friend. Each one of you bring a friend. Like, hey, let's have another women's circle and just connect again. And of course, different themes that will help each other. Yes.
Say something along that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, on the basis of like the power of the circle and basically like supporting each other, like a lot of us are connected through social media, and like I said, just find me up on, find me on Instagram, find me on Facebook. And the thing is like, we all want to help each other grow, and it's not going to be through paper. It's not going to be like I'm going to be able to attend every event that you have, or every meeting that you have, or every booth that you have. But the one way that like we can help support each other and like redefine that circle is through social media. So following each other on Instagram and on Facebook and Twitter or whatever internet sources you have, and you're resharing each other's posts and entering those giveaways, even if you don't want to win, even if it doesn't apply to you, but just reposting it so that way it does get out there, because it is going to connect to, those services are going to connect to somebody in the community that does need that or that does want that. So it may not apply to you, but it's going to apply to somebody that you know. And so again, with the whole like supporting each other and just the basis of like spreading the word, that's the thing, is spreading the love through like the word, through your platforms. And it's easy because how many of us spend at least 2 hours on social media a day, right? How long is it going to take you to go to that person's page and repost it? Like 10 seconds, right? So we can all do that for somebody. If it's not 10 of us a day, but for somebody, for something. Because again, it's gonna connect to somebody, it's gonna touch somebody somewhere, and that's how we help each other, and that's how we support each other, and that's how we continue to get the words out. And you know what I mean? Just get the word out, and that's kind of what it is. It's like the power of the circle, just bringing it all over around,
And also the power of radio. You and I connected.
Yeah.
Yes, and I loved everything that she was doing.
Yes,
And
can you
again,
share your I'm sorry, Betty, you just touched on a really good point.
Yes.
Can you share your organization's purpose?
that's awesome.
Yes,
Go
please.
for it, girl.
I won't cry this time.
Yes,
I think.
okay.
Okay, so last year I started an organization. It's called Sweet Dreamers Inc. So what we do is, it's mostly me, but with the support of everybody. We actually have a sewing group coming up in about 2 weeks. We're going to be putting together about hopefully 60 blankets.
Yay.
The blankets are going to be going towards, so that's what we do. So what my organization does is we hand make travel blankets for kids in the system, as well as like the kids that are less fortunate. So my first donation was to a family that I knew. Their mother had kind of just left them. The father took up, the full parental responsibilities. Kids had gone through some trauma. So my first blanket donation had gone to them. The blanket is like about a 50 by 50 inch blanket, so it's not it's not a little, it's actually for like a full-size adult. It actually folds into a pocket, and each blanket has a handle on it. So the whole purpose is that so that when people go through their difficulties, and you know that in situations you lose the majority, if not all of your property. Well, I want these people to be able to take something with them. And I want them, hopefully, if they're going to take anything, for them to take that blanket with them. Because wherever you go, you need to be warm. You need comfort, and you're going to sleep. So if you're going to take anything with you, I hope that that's the one thing that they take with them. What makes these blankets unique as well is that each of these blankets has a handwritten message sewn onto it. The messages come from the community. So the blanket that I have right now that I just gave for a giveaway is, it says, "You are all kinds of amazing." And how many of us, on our hard days, we just need that one thing that uplifts us, right? Or we revert to that one saying, or that one quote, that one inspirational thing that helps us get through those hard times and helps lift our spirits to continue to push us forward, right? So that's kind of what these blankets are. It's like that quote is supposed to encourage these kids going through these hard times to continue to go forward, to push for more, because it's hard right now, but it doesn't have to continue to be that way. And if you continue to push forward, it is going to get better.
Positive reminder. That's awesome. And yes, I'm crying for you.
Well, I only cry when I tell my story. I don't want to tell my story. And if you actually look on my Facebook page, you'll actually see I just posted a video. It's about 6 minutes long, but it's like basically draws back to why I started the organization. You'll see me cry there when I see you cry. So basically, that's the thing is like, again, and that's why I said the full circle comes with the social media as well, is because I have that giveaway, but it's a blanket, and I had very few entries. Well, maybe you don't want it, but do you know somebody that could use it? And it's not, and I'm trying to get the word out there. So maybe you're not in a dire situation right now where you need it or someone, but we all know somebody that needs a blanket, right? Like my daughter has like 10 of them, and she's always trying to collect a new one. Like, you've got enough already, right? But even, like I said, it's a full blanket, so even an adult can use it. It's just basically just supporting each other, and that's one thing that my organization does. It provides like another platform for like hope and security and comfort and warmth, and just to push forward. So, thank you.
Betty Ramirez, and thank you, Veronica. ¿Dónde estás? Muchísimas gracias. Thank you for inviting. I help grow a radio station that is a community radio. It used to be KXVS. It is now TVOSJ, the voice of San Joaquin. Who would not want that name? Wow. I love to represent nonprofit organizations, ladies. It's a community radio, and I urge everybody, get a number, get in there, present. It is our radio. It is time for you. It's not commercial.
Awesome.
And the one good thing that is about this, it's grown so much that FCC has given us 2 other sister stations. One is Tracy and the other one is Lodi. So, fun fact, I like helping people, okay? I always have and I always will. So,
Thank
there
you
go.
so much, Betty. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Jeanette.
Am I the last one?
Yes.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, Veronica. Hi, Veronica. How are you? Of course.
I'm excited to be here because Stocklandia
Yes.
and Chicana Inc., this is their event, and I'm really happy that you guys have something like this because first of all, walks there, honestly, and plus you're bringing us together. So I'm a creator of a company called Denector, which specializes in connecting people to what they truly desire. I'm new to Stockton, so I would like to make new friends. If you want to be my friend, please come up to me and let's exchange information because I would love to be your friend. I'm a new published author. This is my new book. Let me bring it out. It is called When Ant Turns Elephant, an insight into inner evolution. So what it's about is when you can't tell people no, when you really want to say no, and when you can't present yourself in your whole authority and your whole identity, you feel like an ant. People can step on you. But there's a way around that to where you feel like an elephant. And not only can not people step on you, but soon people want to ride you, they want to look at you, they want to be part of you. So that's what this book is about. And that brings me into what the fun fact is about me. The only thing that I find fun, the only thing I want to talk about, the only thing I want to do with my life, is become more me. I want to be just me, and I want to present it. And that means there's a lot of acceptance that comes with that. And the more I do it, I want to do it because it shows other people to accept who they are. And that's the only fun fact, the only thing I live for, the only thing I want to do. That's what Denector is. That's what this book is. I have a course, an online course coming out later on in this month. It's about to meet your soulmate. 3 ways to meet your soulmate. Because I did it, and I did it through self-awareness. The other thing I stand for, a fun fact, is asking for what you want. You want something, I know I want something, but I don't ask for it. And the only thing that's stopping me from getting what I want, from what I deserve, is not asking for it. So I also work for another company. I'm a digital